Today we're installing the Torklift Eco Hitch on my 2020 RAV4 Hybrid XSC. You can see here it's already installed. I'm going to go ahead and lay out a list of tools you'll need, frustrations you might have, and results you might end up with. I will go ahead and say that there's a split decision on whether or not you should cut the bumper when you do this. I didn't want to, so I didn't, and it all looks okay. Alright, when you order your Torklift Eco Hitch, you should receive it in a box like this, and it's really just one piece. It does have an attachment for a wiring harness, and if you were like me, you may have ordered a wiring harness with the hitch, and they would ship it right in this box. Here is a list of tools you will need in order to complete this project. A ratchet, in my case, a 3/8 inch drive. A 17mm socket. This one is not in the instruction manual. This tie down is located on the rear passenger side of your vehicle, and you have to remove it in order to install. So this would be step one in your process, especially if you're trying to get this done in 15 minutes. Good luck. A 12mm socket. This is optional. The instructions will tell you to remove the rubber bushing to lower the exhaust on each side. Instead, I removed the exhaust hangers themselves that hold the bushings on each side, and it was 4 bolts, and it seemed to me to be a little bit easier than muscling the rubber bushing loose. An extension may come in handy at this time. A 3/4 inch socket. This socket will be responsible for securing the 4 bolts to your vehicle. The last tool you will need is a torque wrench. The torque wrench specs for the 4 bolts is 70 foot-pounds according to Torklift. Beyond this set of tools here, all you will need is some patience and some strength. By no means am I a professional. By now you should know that. I'm just an average guy. I'm going to try to give you some footage of what we're dealing with and what I'm going to be doing. So, with that being said, here comes a terrible scan of the underside of the car. Okay, obstacle 1. 2 silver screws. They hold the mounting bracket for the exhaust, the muffler. The directions say to grease or lubricate the rubber bushing and pull the hanger out of the muffler. That's the silver tip you're seeing. It seems easier to me and some others online to remove those 2 bolts there with a 13mm socket. That's what I'm going to be doing. Obstacle 2, this giant bracket here that's meant for tie downs for the Japanese models. I'll have to remove that. It's an 18mm socket, 2 bolts there. So, traveling across, see if I can stretch you out over here. We have the same thing for the exhaust there. 2 bolts. So, with that being said, and you being shaken up, I'm going to remove the black bracket. Then I'm going to remove the 2 bolts on the hangers on each side. I'm going to lower the exhaust onto my jack. Hopefully I do all this by myself without getting injured. And I'm saying that because I'm staring down this big black bracket right now and thinking about how not fun it would be for that thing to hit me in the face. Most of this is actually not terribly tight. I can hand loosen it. I'm not gonna lie, the real trick is gonna be me getting the actual hitch up under this thing. I just got the hitch today. I don't know why I decided to jump into it and be like, yep, needs to go on now, and we need to film it. But that's what I did. That's what I decided. Should be finishing some of my other projects, but here we are. Now, you might see me struggle here because these bolts might be too tight for a little weak Chris. Okay, not too tight. All right. Okay. The exhaust did not drop nearly as far as I thought it would. So, if that's the case, let's apply a little bit of pressure to it. Okay, I'm trying to show you how close we are at here. Alright. This is where the mounting bracket is going to go. You see the black circle in the top left corner? That's a sticker I'm going to have to remove, and there's another one there. I have to remove those to get to the bolt holes on either side. I'll position the camera, try to remove the stickers. This is the part of the video where I say the Torklift Eco hitch can be installed in 15 minutes. Just not by an average guy. Okay, maybe by an average guy. Maybe my new tagline should be slightly below average guy. It's worth mentioning that there are stickers on the inside of this as well, but apparently we want the ones on the outside. So I just got dirt in my eyes because I'm not wearing safety glasses. What a fool. Sticker number 1 off. You see, I'm becoming a pro at removing stickers from the frame here. The dogs are fighting in the front yard. Ooh, sticker number 2 off. Pro. Okay. Well, that escalated quickly. I'm now in a precarious position. I did have to get a little bit of help to hold the jack up on one end, or hold the hitch up on one end while I got the bolts in. And now I have a jack holding the other end. And the space is so tight that I'm using a set of channel locks. Lighting for tonight's film has been provided by Harbor Freight. Oh, maybe I can get you a better angle than my forearm. Oh, you can deal with this. It's pretty quick on this side. Not like the other side. Plenty of space here. I can finger tighten this and come back in and torque it down the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so here's what we're dealing with. This is the right rear side, so the passenger side of the vehicle. We're staring at the front bolt on the hitch receiver, and there's about a thumb's width between the unibody and the bolt. So I can't get my torque wrench in there, so I have to use a 3/4 inch crescent wrench. And then in the back, there it is, and there is a notch out, if you can tell, and that notch does allow a little bit more room, but it's still not enough for my torque wrench. It's a 3/8 inch drive torque wrench. I don't know if you can get, I know you can get a smaller wrench, but I don't know if it's going to be small enough to fit. So the 3/4 inch crescent wrench is going to have to do for me. I just wanted to wrap up this video a little better. I noticed while doing the install I said 2 socket sizes that were incorrect. So the 3 sockets you will need are 12mm for the exhaust hanger if you choose to remove that, 17mm for the tie down bracket that you have to remove, and a 3/4 inch for the hitch itself. Alright, this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with. A lot of people ask, how much ground clearance are you losing if you install the aftermarket hitch? Toyota did finally come out with their own hitch. It sets up about 2 inches higher. It comes out of the bumper right around here, so you do have to cut a significant portion here on the bumper to install that. From the ground to the bottom of my receiver, you're looking at 11 and a half inches. And from the ground to the bottom of my exhaust tips, it's about 10 and a half inches. Now, of course, the breakover angle is different since the exhaust is pushed in a little further, but I think I'm okay with losing that little bit of ground clearance back there. If not, I would have to buy the Toyota hitch receiver, and I looked at it and I kind of don't like it. This is one piece. The Toyota receiver is multiple pieces. It has arms that you have to bolt on, and I think the towing capacity on this one is 5,000, and I'm not so sure about the one on Toyota, so I won't say, but I felt like it was less. Again, this is a RAV4 hybrid. I can only tow 1,750 pounds. The Adventure model can tow 3,500, so we should never even approach that issue anyway, but it is a good piece of information to have. I had the Torklift Eco Hitch on my Subaru. I loved it, so I went with it again, and I'm happy. I still have to do the wiring harness install, but I'm not looking forward to removing all of the panels in the cargo area.